Hello, and welcome to the Fire Pit. I am Megas Rebellio, and this is Tarot After Dark. Remember to only take what resonates, leave the rest in the flames. This is for your highest good and for your confirmation. Remember, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to confirm what you're already feeling in your spirit. I just want to take this opportunity at the top of the reading to thank the Almighty, thank Spirit, and thank each and every one of you for checking out this reading. I appreciate you taking the time to get to know me, and I want to pray abundance and blessings and support and guidance directly into your life. I am asking the Holy Spirit, God, Source, however you understand the higher divinity, to reveal themselves to you, to open your eyes to new things, to allow you to see what has been hidden from you, to give you new doorways and new opportunities, to protect you, to guide you, to give you peace. Without all of you, this would just be me talking to myself. So thank you for showing up and letting me know. If you like me, if you like my style, if you like this reading, please consider pushing the like button and let me know. Nice comments are always good. I am available for personals if you feel moved in your spirit to get confirmation or encouragement or even just a pep talk. That information is going to be in the description of this video, but let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be pulling from the Gold Foil Tarot deck today. How's your energy doing today? I am awash with anticipation. Maybe you're feeling the same. It's interesting energy. I want to capitalize it. I want to get this reading out. And I pray that it meets you right where you are and helps guide you to your higher truth, your higher love, your source of divinity within you, the source of provision within you. All right, what's the best and highest messages for our collective? Your first card coming out is the Nine of Wands. So you probably are feeling weary and overburdened in this struggle. You are not a rookie. You have been doing this for a long time. You are well protected. You are well established. And you are tired and exhausted, but you're still standing firm. You have allowed your previous passions and fires to build a protective wall around you, and as you're moving forward, this is going to guide you along the way and guide you toward your highest truth. The Page of Pentacles coming in. So, maybe you're changing jobs, maybe you're waiting on to hear about an opportunity, maybe there's an inheritance coming in, or maybe it's just a new creative pursuit that you're doing. Maybe you're starting your own business. Maybe you're starting your own channel. Maybe you're a reader and you just need some encouragement to take that leap and get out there. But this is your indication from Spirit that new opportunities are coming in. This could be like you. This could be a work situation too with the fire and the earth. You could be someone older and you're dealing with somebody younger, but they're awash with potential, and you as the old veteran have to guide them and teach them the ways of the world. But all of this is for your benefit. All of this is for your good. All of this is for your highest growth. Thank you to the divine for being our source of provision and being our creation, our co-creators in this reality. Yeah, look at that. You got the Ten of Cups coming in. So whatever this struggle, whatever this wounded warrior, whatever this new message is, whatever this relationship is, it's going to lead you to happiness that you have not experienced before. You've probably been up, you've probably been down, but this is a brand new, this is Ten of Cups. This is everything abundant and overflowing. This is a rainbow in the sky, and everyone is in joy. Look at this little family down there too. They're all dancing and playing and singing. Maybe you have a family, or maybe you are starting a family. But even during the dark times, our families can be profound senses of strength and support and love, and remember what we're in this battle for? Who are we protecting? Who are we serving? Who are we allowing to grow under our supervision? These are the things as you get older, as you become a parent, as you get into a serious relationship, as you're moving and opening new chapters in your life. It's important to give back to the next generation, to guide the new and young energies toward their highest potential, toward their highest good. So the Hermit card, this is telling me that you, in conjunction with mastering your passion, mastering your desire, mastering your craft, maybe mastering your work, you've also spent time going within. You found the light within, you've shown it for yourself, you've shown it for others. Maybe this hasn't led you to the best treatment from people, but even this is for your good, because it makes you realize that, maybe I am taking my security, my peace, my serenity a little bit for granted, and I should, be thankful, and that I should continue to shine my light for others, even when it gets difficult, especially when you're encountering the type of joy. We used to sing the song when I was a kid, "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine." And, you're not called to be doing anything ridiculous here. You're not being called to, pull miracles out of nowhere. You're just called to be faithful. You're called to obey. You're called to be righteous. You're called to do everything that you can towards your own best and highest good, and allow the grace of the divine to carry you the rest of the way. We're going through a period right now where spirit is moving, and the wheat is being separated from the chaff, as it were, and the people that are seeking the divine and seeking the spirit, even though it's frustrating and confusing sometimes, even though we don't know where all this is going, we have to have faith that those who are led by the spirit are being called together, called to support each other, called to love each other, and those that desire evil and wickedness and harm and shame on others, like, they're going to live in the world that they created, and we're going to have a new world that reflects the kingdom of the divine, the joy and love and peace and creativity and energy and freedom. Where the spirit is, there is freedom. So if you feel locked up, if you feel struggled, if you feel trapped, if you feel like you can't get out of something, then it's probably not from the divine. You should pray and ask them to guide you and lead you and move you out of these circumstances and give you a better place to be planted. Some seeds get planted on the rocky soil, and now you have the ability to get up and move somewhere else and find water and find food and find sunshine somewhere else. Get away from the predators, get away from all the negative entities and energies that would attach themselves to your aura and try to bleed you dry. This is part of the journey of going within, is you identify these things in your aura and in your energetic field, and you can say, "This is mine, get out, I release this." Breathe through it. So what was our Hermit learning? Strength. So you've had to be strong. Maybe you are strong. Maybe you're presently being strong. But, as you've done your battle, as you've guided the youth, have you searched your own happiness? Have you searched within? You have found the tremendous resources of inner strength, inner guidance, inner divinity. And now is the time for you to start sharing what it is that you have found within yourself. Whatever it is, even if you just do a little doodle or a drawing, even if you write a story, write your own. If you don't know what to write, just write your own life story. Get out a notebook, get out your laptop, even on your phone, get out your notepad and just be like, "I was born, da 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 da." And just so you can take a look at your life, and maybe you can see themes, maybe you can see workings of the spirit, maybe you can see avenues and aspects of divinity that you took for granted or you didn't even notice. And then upon reflection, you're like, "Oh man, I can't believe I've been held this whole time." Some of us feel like we've been abandoned. Some of us feel like we're out there holding it on our own. And, part of that is so that you can develop that strength. When you're dealing with young children, sometimes you have to let them struggle and overcome little obstacles. That way they, can grow and learn and be stronger. It's not to defeat them. And yes, sometimes, they get frustrated or they get sad and they fall down and they collapse and they start crying. And then you as a parent, pick them up and, kiss their little skin knee and tell them it's going to be okay. And you make sure that they're good to try again. I don't know if anyone out there is a fan of C.S. Lewis, but I heard a quote from him and that resonates with this reading. And he said that God as a parent is so delighted by us that he is overjoyed even in our stumblings, even in the things where you think, I totally screwed that up. Like the divine is looking at you like their most precious child. You are the crown jewel in their crown. And all they want is to know you and to love you and to work with you and to, whatever this matrix of reality is, it's a mirror. And so they want to fill you full of love and generosity and good things so that your world can be full of good things. This is my commandment, that you love one another, that your joy may be full. How many times have we gone into situations, whether it's work or school or even relationships, where you just know consciously or unconsciously that this person, this situation, this boss, this teacher does not have any love for me. They are out to get me. You can feel it in your spirit. You can be like, this person is busted. All they want to do is take from me. All they want to do is clown me. All they want to do is see me fail. And you can tell this if you do good and people get mad. Like, I've had jobs where the better I did, the worse I got treated, the more people hated it. And I couldn't understand that, just because they were just bass backwards and didn't know what they were doing with their life. And you just got to let some of that go. Just be like, I release all this. I cut my energy from this. I'm removing my energy from this. I allow the divine to move in here and do as you need to correct the situation, to have justice. Yeah, Six of Swords as I'm saying that. So we're leaving all this behind. We're taking our insight, our light, our lantern. We are taking our strength. We are taking our master of our passion. We're taking our happiness and our new money. And we're moving to calmer waters. We're moving, in all the places that didn't love you, your new place is going to be overcome with love. You are going to have a balanced portion of all of the misery and heartache and despair. And when you internalize those lessons, when you understand what it is that you've been missing, why is there a lack and a gap in this situation? And then you ask for guidance and you get the guidance and you obey the guidance and you watch as your world transforms. This is a very real possibility that some people aren't even living in. And it takes a long time sometimes. It took me a long time to really... you feel like you're walking on thin ice and you don't really want to tap dance. And, you just have to take it an inch at a time sometimes. And it's like, what? I did better today than I did yesterday. Spirit, please guide me. Spirit, please move me. Show me what I'm missing. Show me what I need. Give me everything that I need. You are the source of my provision and my protection, and I thank you. And I honor that, and I want to do my best. Help me do my best. Help me be my best. When you start praying prayers of like, I surrender, help me be my best, like, stuff moves real quick. Just have faith. Stay strong. Stay grounded in, whatever spiritual teachings that you find meaningful and that help you cultivate a good attitude. We're not here forever. This is a period that your soul is in right now, but things are changing, things are moving, things are like the only constant thing in the universe is change. So if you are unhappy with your situation, take heart, because every second a new situation is emerging. And if you allow the divine to steer you and guide you, then you're going to receive the abundance that you deserve because of the work that you're doing. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune, as I say that. See, you're going to look back on all this stuff that you're going through right now. And one thing, you're just going to, once you finally catch your breath, you're going to be like, wow, thank the divine for guiding me through that. But I am so much more aware of just all the negativity that exists out there. When you're a good person, you don't necessarily think evil or wicked things. You don't always understand the wickedness that exists in others. And sometimes the divine has to show you this in your life. It's like, look, you showed up in this situation with all your love and light and grace, and you wanted to do your best, and everything that they did was just take from you and flush it down a toilet and leave you with nothing but misery and heartbreak. And they still want to act like it's your fault. So new fortune's coming in, that wheel's turning. Be righteous, and your righteousness will be rewarded. If you sow wickedness, you will be reaping wickedness. Don't take the bait. Don't let these people get you out of character. Don't let them be in control of you. Always outmaneuver them. Invite a little chaos into your life. People think that God is all love and light, but that's only part of what God is. The other part of God is the opposite of that, is polarity and darkness and chaos. If you read the book of Genesis, it says that, in the beginning, the earth was formless and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep. The first creation was the idea of let there be light, let there be something different from this. And so if you are truly finding your center, it can be a little uncomfortable because you have to examine your shadow. You have to shine a light in those areas that you don't want to do. But when you do that and you release those things and you heal those things and you pour love into those things, this is when all of this stuff starts coming through. The strength, the fortune, the moving on, the calmer waters, the 10 of cups, that happiness. 9 of cups too. So you're about to be overflowing with satisfaction. You're about to be very happy with your situation. You're going to be moving on to a much better situation that, as dark as it was, this is how bright it's going to be. The universe creates balance. Everything is reciprocal. You reap what you sow. The energy you put out there, you get back. Karma is a boomerang, and if people are trying to give you bad karma and do awful things to you, you don't have to do anything back. You don't have to repay evil for evil. You can overcome evil with good. All you have to do is step out of the way of the boomerang and let it come back and hit those dummies right back in there like stupid chops. It's like, oh, you thought you were going to try to do evil to me? Well, guess what? I don't do evil. I just move out the way. And boom, watch as all of the weapons of the enemies crumble in their own hands and they are hoisted on their own petards. All right, what do we got here moving on? Oh, 4 of Swords. So you're going to be happy. You're going to be rich. You're going to be resting. You're going to have abundance. You're going to be living your purpose, and it's going to be effortless because you are co-creating with Spirit. As you walk with the divine goes out ahead of you and scouts out the land and carves a path and just bushwhacks everything. It gets rid of most of the major enemies that you don't even know about. And all you got to do is walk in obedience, walk in faith, walk in your highest righteousness and good, obey your inner guidance and be the best version of yourself that you can be. That's all anybody can be. We're imperfect beings. Nobody bats 1,000. We're dealing with the lust of the flesh and the pride of life. And, everything is designed to enslave you and entrap you and capture your attention. And what you need to do is take that attention back and start focusing on things that are substantial and matter. And only the divine can reveal that to you. All you have to do is search within and ask for guidance. If you like my style, if you like this reading, if you resonate, please testify in the comments. Tell me what's going on with your situation. If you care to give that like button a tap, help this channel grow, help get these messages out there, help spread awakening, help keep the candle going, help me shine my light a little bit further into this dark, dark world. And with that, can we get one closing message? Where's all this going to end up? What are we doing here? So we're going to look back at these empty cups and, we're going to be sorry about it, but that sorrow is going to turn into joy. I don't know. Let me get one more because, I don't want to leave it on the 5 of Cups. Where are we moving past this? Empress on the bottom of the deck. Let's see what's on the top. Oh, King of Pence. Okay, so your sorrow is going to lead to overwhelming joy and abundance. You're going to be saying no to more than you're saying yes to. You're going to be in your regal, royal, attractive energy, and you are going to draw all of the resources and abundance and provision that you need. Give thanks to the divine, go out, do righteous, be kind to someone else, pay it forward. And when that happens, let me know in the comments. That's going to be your reading for today. I hope it resonated with you. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you are blessed beyond measure. And until next time, we'll see you at the fire pit.